What's up, Kabroda crew? Welcome back. Hopefully y'all are doing well today. Back in it for another day of the live stream, checking price action out, seeing where we're at. Had a little bit of a breakdown yesterday after we kind of talked through the market. Broke down almost to 60,000, around that 61,300 level. So, you know, pretty decent little drop there. Definitely unexpected. You know, we were starting to get to the point of you know, riskiness, but we'll have to check it out again today, see what we think about today. But yeah, nice little drop, even though it wasn't really expected. Didn't really have anything to take, you know, based off of our trading system, unless you just kind of, you know, took it when we broke through the line. Other than that, there wasn't really anything there for you. So yeah, nice move, but we weren't able to get into it. Definitely set up some more reasons to kind of go up that we'll kind of go over and check out, and then yeah, kind of see what everything's at, see where our levels are, everything like that. So yeah, just want to say welcome in. Looks like we got some people here. We got Kathleen here, Terry's here. Welcome in, guys. Thanks for joining the live stream. Yeah, just gonna just ready to get some trading on. It's another stormy day outside today, so we're looking for maybe some rain or something. That's what it kind of looks like. It's pretty dark out today. Not quite as nice and sunny as it was yesterday, but I guess we're kind of in that time of year when it's like almost summer, but not quite yet summer. Almost. Looks like Spirit Maker just popped in, so welcome in, Spirit Maker. Thanks for joining. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's see what we got going on here. Let's jump in and get our stuff ready, get everything set up, kind of see where we're at. We're going to head on over to Kabroda.com first, grab our levels there. So BTC today sitting around 63,700. Excuse me. We got bearish price action today with 5 out of 5 signals that it is in fact bearish. We're building structure right now, and then the jewel is, the jewel. It's not really set up to fire though with the bearish there. That's why it's kind of gray. We got our breakout trigger there, or our breakdown trigger here, and yeah, we'll throw those on the chart, see how we go. So that's kind of where BTC is sitting right now. Just overall, looking at the broader term. So go ahead and grab our levels there, and we'll check it out here on the chart. So on our chart, we'll go ahead and throw our levels here in our indicator. There we go. All right, so this is today's trade. Pretty interesting setup here. We got the 30-minute range kind of. Ooh, I thought that was 200. I'm gonna hide this on this time frame. One sec. Go right at that. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. So, jumping in here, charts are printing the last wave 4 to wave 5. Yep, we're looking for that wave 5. We need to get a close below 60 though on the weekly before we can confirm that. All right, so looking at our levels here, they're pretty tight today. So if you're looking at the overall tightness of it, you're only looking at a 1.29. So pretty tight levels. The other thing that's crazy here is the 30-minute range is spanning the entire range of the two triggers there. Looks like we're going to see it test 60K soon. Yep. Could see that today. We'll see. See how it does. But yeah, we got our 30-minute range there spanning. We got our daily resistance up here in red, daily support down here in blue. Daily support sitting around 61.3 and daily resistance 64.7 or so. Like I said, those breakout triggers 69 or 63.9 and 63.158 for the breakdown trigger. So pretty interesting price action here with the range being so tight like that. ADX is strong on the 4-hour and the daily. Means more down. Nice. Yeah, maybe we'll take a look at that a little bit later. Yeah, overall though, we got these levels here kind of set up. So that's the levels that we're looking at for today. High, low. You're looking at possible. Really neither option today. Probably more sideways price action is really what the levels are kind of telling us today. You do have a downwards trend still forming, so there's that there. And then the other thing to look at is the 50-minute jewel. You can see we've had a couple different beast modes here on the jewel, which typically, like I said, you typically get 2, so we're seeing 4 now. It's just more signs that we more than likely are going to take the lift off to the upside, but we'll see how it goes. Sometimes it doesn't mean anything. Like if we go back here, we got 3 and then nothing. Yeah, let's look at price action there and see what happened. Yeah, so you get 3 indicators saying that this is the bottom, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, and then we kind of continue down. Have a little bit of a pullback there, but mostly still down. And you don't see a true pullback until right around here. So, it could be a while, but it is pretty strong indicator to have 4 of them kind of firing off. But again, you know, this is on a 15-minute, so that's typically a smaller time frame. But then again, you know, also looking at the longer time frames, we've also been kind of calling a little bit of a pullback here pretty soon. And you know, price is kind of getting to that point of being exhausted here, where we need that pullback before we can continue down. Yeah, moving on, we'll go check out the daily brief within the BTC market radar and see what's going on there, and then see where we go from there. So we'll head back here, open up our cockpit here, and this is our daily brief. So we'll start off though, we'll check out our trade for today. So there's not really a trade today. For some reason it's throwing one out. So I don't know why that's actually throwing that out. Technically it shouldn't be because it's in stand down. We'll go check this out though real fast. Throw it on the chart. Alright, so that's the basics of the trade today. Gotta get the close below here, and then we'd come down to 62.3, 61.8, 63 is target 2, and then 61,000 is target 3. Could get hit today, but you know, it is a stand down trade today, and you could see the reversal happening here with price action kind of behaving like it did here. That almost looks to me like we could be reversing even here, but again, we'll see. Oops, I don't want that up there. There we go. But yeah, we'll have to kind of check it out as we get along. So interesting, you know, they threw out a trade there, but you know, that's probably not very likely. We're, like we said, we're definitely at the point where we could be pulling back pretty soon. So we'll check out the rest of the brief kind of going in here. So we got an Intel summary. The gate is closed, so we're standing down today. We have bearish tension, but we have nothing really. We're getting exhausted, so basically it's saying don't take anything to the downside. You're pretty low on probability of going to the downside. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and check out this brief here. So the bear wave 4 bounce has collapsed from its 80,632 structural ceiling, and price has now fallen to the 63,600 area. Decline of over $13,000 from the wave high, with bear wave 5 confirmation requiring only a weekly candle close below that 60,055 to open the 42,000 to 45,000 wave level destination. The current 63,600 zone sits at 35,000 or 3,500 above the confirmation trigger, and the convergence of 6 consecutive bear sessions, 4-hour RSI at 26.232, and the weekly bullish divergence firing from value low territory signals the immediate bear impulse is now severely stretched, and the trend remains intact with the field driving. It is temporarily burned out. So kind of like what we were saying, you know, it's definitely looking to the downside still. We're still in that longer term downtrend on the bear side, but the fuel for the bears is kind of burning out, so we need a little bit of a pullback to kind of refuel and then have some time to go down. And then it also says, you know, Elliott wave is still pending that weekly verification, so we need the weekly to close, which I think happens on Sunday night. Yeah, 3 days. 3 days and 11 hours, so yeah, it's got today, that'd be like 7 o'clock today. So 7 o'clock today, 8 or 7, then 3 days. So yeah, it'd be about Sunday whenever the weekly closes. So we just need to get down there below there on Sunday, Interestingly enough, we did kind of come down and tap our 200 yesterday, so we'll see if we can break through that. Like I said yesterday, we kind of need to break through that and then get down here below this little resistance here from the previous low on February 26th. Get below that low of around 60,000. I'm pretty sure that's actually the level that it was calling out, 60,055. So maybe a little bit lower. But yeah, we need to break below that before we can get that confirmation that we're going to continue down. So we'll check out here. So today's energy, we have 6 consecutive sessions of bearish gate closures, and that's driven price from 66,897 to 63,646. Sustained directional lines that has now burned every single available cinematic fuel source simultaneously. So essentially, the last 6 days or so, we've had a lot of bearish price action, and we're kind of getting to the point where we need that pullback, like we were saying. The 4-hour RSI sits at 26.32, and the 50-minute is overextended with a 3.39% deviation and an active exit warning. The 1-hour momentum has already flipped positive in an ultra-trend relief bounce, and the weekly jewel is flagging a bullish divergence from value low territory to PMARP at 15.7%. That is the heaviest structural warning in the entire overnight history, and it is pointing directly against further downside extension. So, we're getting to the point of exhaustion. The more we stay down here and the more we keep dropping, the more that price action is wanting to come up even harder. So we're going to see at some point, that flip, and really that's what the system is trying to keep you out of right now. That's why we have kind of, had a lot of stand down days lately. It's just because you're at the point where, you could trade, and maybe there is a probability of it going down, but you also have more and more stuff that continues to build and build and build on it going the other way. So our system's essentially saying, stay out of the trade, so that way you don't get wrecked in the face if it does decide to go up today instead of down. Because you could have like somewhat of a fake out breakout to the downside. It'll flip and take you out, and it'll be pretty hard when it does flip because of how it's setting up with all the different indicators telling you that it is going to go to the upside here pretty soon. Why the system stands down, kind of just talked about that. Condition 2 triggers the institutional veto. 4-hour momentum is negative, cinematic fuel is overextended, and the 50-minute cinematic grade is overextended. All 3 conditions are simultaneously true, and the 15-minute exit warning is active with a 3.39% deviation from the mean. The 1 hour has already flipped to positive momentum in a confirmed intra-trend relief bounce, and the 4-hour RSI is at 26.32 in extreme oversold territory. The weekly jewel is registered a bullish divergence from value low. Every execution relevant time frame has run out of direction fuel at the same time. Bearish measured move requires cinematic energy to drive the price through an otherwise structurally clean path to T1 at 62,327. That energy does not exist right now. So there's the trade there, like we were kind of looking at earlier, but the energy required to drop down there is just not there in the chart based off of TA and what the Battlebox is kind of, or what the Kabroda system is kind of looking at. So could it go there? I mean, sure, it always can go to different levels, but the probability is lower and lower and lower, and it's just not looking very probable right now. Let's see what could change this. So the session becomes tradable on a short when the short side when the 1 hour momentum flips back to be negative, and this 15-minute semantic grade reads primed rather than overextended. Currently, the 1 hour is in an active positive momentum rate bounce, and the 15-minute exit warning remains live, both of which make bearish stop replacement and structurally indefensible. A long setup becomes structurally valid if price clears that 63.9 level, so pretty much not going to happen with the 1 hour momentum confirmed positive 15-minute grade at primed, because the upside path carries so no heavy or maximum wall at any target, and the weekly divergence from the value low provides genuine tailwinds for a relief measured move. So probably not really going to get either today. Hitting above that 63,000. I guess it's actually closer than I was thinking. 63.1. Actually, that's kind of interesting. So we are above that actually right now. So you could get the up trade there. Oh no, it's 63.9. So we're getting close to that. That's the daily breakout trigger. So we'd have to get above that, get it closed, and we'd have to have the 1 hour momentum confirming positive, which it already is, obviously. And then you need the 15-minute grade at primed. So I don't know. That's a possible trade, I guess, here coming in. We'll see how it happens. Structures worth watching today is the long side, not the short. Price action clears that level, and the 1 hour momentum holds positive. The upside measure move to T1 at 64.767, so we can check that out. 64.767, right around our daily resistance there. So not the greatest trade, probably. Something like that. About a 1-to-1, pretty close to a 1-to-1. Not too bad. If we run through that, we have completely unobstructed airspace, no heavy or maximum wall at any target, with only an edgeable light wall at that 65.418, and that's between 2 and 3. So, you could trade up a little bit farther, I guess. If we say we take that all the way up to that level, 65. What was it? 65.418. Somewhere like that. Almost 2-to-1, so not too bad. We'd have to get that close above, though. So we'll see. But stuff is in its favor, and that's the trade that technically would be called today. But it did the system is telling you to stand down, so this is a possible trade today, but it's not a system trade, so it's not like a real trade. It's just kind of something to kind of watch for today. And the system's still growing, system's still building, so how it is right now, it could kind of look at this, and maybe it does go up today, and it called a stand down day, but maybe it goes up, and then next time it might look at this and say, hey, you know what, we are going to go up today, so here's the up trade. So that'll just take time to kind of for the system to continue to teach itself better and better, and just learn more, become better market analysis. So yeah, that's the trade, I guess, for today. That's kind of the thing that we'd be looking at, I guess, if we were going to look at anything, is that long. So if you're looking to take something today, there's a possibility there of taking that to the upside. Again, both us and our Kabroda system, all for educational purposes only, not here for any kind of financial advice or anything like that, but definitely something worth looking at. Is that trade there. Excuse me. Whenever it's so cloudy out like today and stuff, it makes me sleepy. I don't know why. Rather the sun be out and it look all nice and pretty outside. It's weird. It just makes me sleepy. Like, even if I'm right now inside, slide in here, it's like not even dark, but just like I don't know. You just know. I mean, yeah, there's not too much really going on. You all kind of know the structure if you've seen our lives the last couple days. You know, we're kind of in a bear trend here, wave 4 happening from this low here, kind of coming up, and now it looks like we're to be flipping here and starting to go down to the downside. We do need to break this low, previous low here, before we can see that continuation. We need to break it and get a close on the weekly. That'll tell us that we're going to continue down. And then, you know, the targets we're calling are that 42,000 to 45,000 level. That's where we're looking like we're going to drop to, just based off of the target off the Elliott wave, and, you know, a couple of different factors that the battle or the Kabroda system has kind of been looking into and kind of going over. You know, looking at just longer term, definitely have a lot of downward momentum. You're seeing a lot of the longer term indicators still facing to the downside, with the daily facing down. Weekly started to kind of get a little bit of a pullback here. Well, I guess that was the last move, but we still have a decent amount of room to continue down here. And then, I mean, get a little more intraday, then you are seeing some of the indicators kind of flip to be that bullish side, like we were saying. So we're definitely looking for a little bit of a pullback here, coming into the end of this week, maybe throughout the weekend. We'll see. Moving averages stacked to the downside, so looking pretty good for that continuation run. Definitely just probably a pullback here, maybe up to the 15,200, maybe farther. We'll see. Could come up higher than that for sure. We'll just have to play that one kind of by ear, see what's going on. Like I said, like the system said, there's not a lot of levels above us that we got to be watching out for. Not a lot of like crazy levels, so just kind of hanging around waiting. Yeah, we'll check out the gravity map on our site once it loads, kind of see what's going on. Yeah, so the first level is that 74.7 level, which is pretty far up there. Will we get that high? Probably not, but you know, it's definitely there. Yeah, where would that be? 74.7. So somewhere around up here. Are we gonna pull back that hard? I don't know. Maybe. But I'm not gonna be betting on it for sure. There's definitely a lot of like higher intensity levels up there if we kind of look up there. You know, 74.7. Pretty far up there. Pretty far up there. Got a lot of room to run up if we're gonna get up there. Definitely have a lot more room to continue down. Even you know, this level here is pretty big here at that wave 3 low that we're looking to come take out before we continue farther down. So we'll see what happens. 65,400 is the first pullback, is what Spearmaker's saying. Yeah, 65,400. What's that? The 15,200? 72.5. Yup. Let's check out the ADX that Streammaker's talking about. We'll do it on this. We'll just use this one. Yeah, I guess all these are probably fine on there. This doesn't need to be on there. Oh yeah, seeing a little bit of an up move here in ADX, looking to run up, maybe break its 200, run up here. on the 15, I guess. 1 hour still got a lot of down room. 4 hours definitely got a lot of down room. Daily almost looks like it's turning. And I don't know. It looks like we're going to continue down here on the weekly. Man, sorry. Just these cloudy days get you. Yeah. Yeah, we got some downer in there, but it's also kind of getting at the bottom, same thing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Could be a little bit of an up move here as well, and then continuation down. Oh man, getting close, getting close. So we could see that breakout today, like I was saying, but it'll just, you know, something to kind of watch for today, something to look at. It's not something that's like, it's not actually part of the system's call really, so, you know, it might be there, but it's not a, it's not to trade there. Yeah, need to drink more coffee. Yeah, we had some cold brew this morning. We've been we got well, we ran out of our normal cold brew coffee, so we switched over and had some pecan cold brew coffee this morning. That was pretty good. Little different, you know. So it actually has a little bit of a sweeter flavor, which is kind of nice. It's one of those things, though. It's like sometimes it's just nice to switch it up, you know. Like if you have this one for a long time, then it's nice to have like a different one that's maybe not so sweet and maybe a little more. They're not ever really bitter when you make cold brew because it kind of takes that part out of the coffee, but it makes more of a stronger flavor, more coffee-like flavor, not so, you know, sweet. It's still really coffee though. Like I'd say sweet, but it's really still coffee. It's just, you know, sweeter. All right, 50 seconds. We'll get to close on this thing. It's gonna be above. It looks like. Yeah. Yeah, we need to get some more of that, I guess. 20 seconds. I need to update my TradingView app, it looks like, too. Looks like I am a little out of date. I think it said that yesterday, too. I just forgot about it. Yeah, maybe get to close. Get to close, come back at you in, take you all the way up to target 2. Might not even come back. Well, I guess we'll kind of check that out on Tuesday, see how it does, see what happens with it. Could get a little bit of a run up here, could not, we'll see. It's a great reason to come back though. Check us out Tuesday, see what happened. Or I guess just track it yourself. But yeah, till then, well, I'll have to catch y'all next time. So thanks for joining. Like, if you guys liked the content, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you're interested in staying up to date with us and checking out what's going on. Especially staying up to date with what's going on with the Kabroda system. We'll let y'all know as stuff kind of comes out, stuff kind of happens. But yeah, thanks for joining again. Thanks for checking us out. It means a lot. And we're glad to see everybody here. So yeah, hopefully y'all have a good one, and hopefully y'all have a good weekend this weekend. And we'll see you all on Tuesday again at 8:30 a.m. CST. So join us there. That's 8:30 Texas time. So if you guys are somewhere else in the US or somewhere else in the world, just make sure you change that to your time. But yeah, until then, thanks for joining. Happy trading to y'all, and we will catch y'all next time.